Geoffrey Kinney is my name, and I represent the good people of Nkwanta South and a member of the committee. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Frank Yeboah, MP for Achuma Ngabieja North in the Ashanti region and member of the committee.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, you haven't introduced yourself. You've done it. Good morning. My name is Samuel Atta Mills, MP for Commander Edna Eguafo Abrim, ranking member but chairing today.
Good morning. I'm David Sansao Puku, the MP from Priso in the Eastern region of Ghana, and I'm the vice chair of the committee.
Can the auditors introduce yourselves, please?
Good morning. My name is Patricia Darkon, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is Michael Ado, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is Kwajo Treme, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is William Ejeyi, Assistant Auditor General. Thank you.
Swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee, and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee, please?
Thank you, Chair. I'm Nana Abba Piamfo, Vice Chancellor.
I'm Benjamin Osu Ado, Director of Finance.
Director of Finance in charge of Financial Accounting and Treasury Management.
Abdul Basit Aziz Bamba, Legal Counsel, University of Ghana.
Iyao Agbisi, I'm the CEO for University of Ghana Enterprises Limited, UGEL.
And I'm Fidofori.
All right, we'll start with your financials. Honorable Abena Osiasari will start with that one.
Live pure.
Well, on the contrary, I'm actions, not words. It's my sister who.
Your sister is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you also went there.
No.
But yeah, let me put on record that her sister was my classmate.
That's right.
Yeah, at Wesley Girls High School. Okay. We go to your financials. Vice Chancellor, the financials are okay, but I have seen one line item that I want some explanation on. It's in respect of legal settlement on contract termination. And that alone affected your whole accounts, bringing you some slight deficits. And so, yes, the legal settlement on contract termination, if you can just explain, address that.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, we had to make provision for the settlement of the debt. And we had an increase because of the depreciation of the cedi. And that is what has brought about the deficit.
The debt was in foreign currency?
Yes, please.
Okay. And so have you finished making provisions? Have you exhausted?
We have, with the support, thank you.
But I look at your financial position and I can see that from your financial position, at least you can pay your short-term liabilities by 1.6 times. You can do better. I mean, it's a big university and you can do better. So we'd want you to look at that. And then you also have some management issues. And that has to do with failure to return to post after study leave with pay. You had, as part of your conditions of service, members come back after that. But the auditors cited that some senior staff members failed to return after they had completed the education. Can you give us an update on what has become of this?
So in that category, I think that there are 4 persons. With respect to Jubilant, we made efforts to contact him. We even had to seek the support of Yoko in that regard. And fortunately, we have been able to retrieve some amounts, including using part of his entitlements that we held, that's the GUSSS, to defray the cost. So that is the update on Jubilant Ablidu. With regard to...
auditors, can you confirm the amount? How much has the person paid, and how much can the auditors also confirm concerning this particular one?
Honorable Chair, they have indicated that to us earlier on, but we have not actually verified how much.
Please move to the second person.
All right, thank you. For the second person, Mr. Elisha Senu, he has been granted leave to study. What happened was that he was granted leave for his master's in the first place, and currently he's pursuing his PhD. There was a delay in the approval because we needed certain PhD studies. He's into computer science, and as you know, that's an area of keen need for us. So it has been sorted out, and he now has approval to be on leave, and so technically he does not owe.
Have you clarified this with the auditors? Have you cleared this from your books with the auditors, please?
Yes, we have.
Auditors, can you please confirm? Vice Chancellor, you have to hand over the evidence to the auditors for validation.
Right,
the third person, please.
The third person is Miss Ethel Issel. Ethel, after our initial effort, we also had to seek the support of Yoko. They were able to get in touch with her, and there's a payment plan in place. She has paid an amount of, well, first of all, there was a reconciliation to determine how much she owed. And so we concluded that she owes a little less, which is 197,340.34. And so currently there's a payment 3,023.70.
Madam, this particular person, the infraction happened, is it in 2015? There's one, the same person, Miss Esther Essel, one in 2015, and then another in 2017 to 2022, and then there was one in 2013 to 2015. That comes to the 197,340.
Yes, I believe so.
That was owed in 2015, and out of the 197, only 20,000
indicated payment has started now.
When do we hope to collect the 197? And I also want to find out, this particular person, they don't have any benefits with the university, such that you could use her benefits to defray part of the cost, like you did for the first one.
Okay. My understanding is that she doesn't have.
So when are we hoping to clear the 197, respectfully?
I would have to consult to see the what the agreement was. 1 year. Okay, you can speak to it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The payment plan is for 5 years. She has started, so it would be left with slightly over 4 years.
Vice Chancellor, if you have 197,000 and the person has paid 20,000, and assuming it is spread equally for 5, if the person continues to pay 20,000 in a year, there's no way they would have. The payment plan stipulates that in 5 years, at all costs, it has to. You have to redeem the 197.
Yes, so the payment plan indicates specific amounts that have to be paid by a certain time, and it is not necessarily spread evenly that every year.
But respectfully, 5 years is too long a time, because we have others in, the same category where they have been given lesser. For one particular person Gaming Commission, the person gave a duration of 2 years, the bond in 5 years. Respectfully, I think it is too long a time. I would advise that you go back to Madame Essel. Yeah. That's what my colleague is saying, that 5 years, he thinks, is a motivation for others to also do that, because if they are going to be given 5 years to pay 197, then there's, but we want to retrieve the money and retrieve the money in the quickest possible time. So we would want that you work things out with the auditors, and we should be able to. Mr. Chairman, what do you think of it?
Madam, what is the practice at your university? Is this person getting a preferential treatment?
Getting the preferential treatment, that the payment is usually intended to cover the period during which the leave was taken. So this was over a period of 5 years, and that was what motivated that kind of arrangement. But I do hear Madam Chair, and we will go back and do the renegotiation and hopefully cut down on the period of payment.
But Madam, this thing started from 2013. And then you gave another one from 2017 to 2022. Is that the same person?
Yes, please.
So what happened to the money that she was supposed to pay between 2013?
So we had to recalculate, and then we out the work done out of the outstanding debt, and so it reduced the total amount. So
what was left? The earlier loan or whatever it is.
What is left is 197,340.
No, madam. The one from 2013 to 2015. Because you are adding that one to from.
Yeah, so, Madam Chair, we don't have that degree returned and was supposed to spend a certain number of years and then went back for a PhD. It was after the PhD that she did not return. So we then had to do all the reconciliations and get to this amount.
$5 years is too long.
Very well noted. We will return to her with the help of Yuko.
All right.
And Madam, we'll be very grateful if you could also give us the documents confirmation of the things you sent to Yuko in respect of these people. So I think we are done with the 1.2. Yes. Chairman, I think I'm done. But before I just want you to share with us, the University of Ghana, forgive me for lack of a better word, moving forward, how would you want to place the University of Ghana such that it can compete with the best universities in the world? Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Yeah, you rightly described us as a premier university. We are being guided by our strategic plan, which is running from vision to achieve global impact through innovative research, teaching and learning, using a technology-driven and a people-centered approach. And therein, we have 5 strategic priorities. So a transformative student experience, impactful research, commitment to our faculty and staff, engagement and partnership, and sustainable resource mobilization and stewardship. So if I should just speak briefly to, for example, our transformative student experience, we are modernizing our classrooms, our lecture rooms. Indeed, for our common lecture theaters, we have modernized them. We have in the appropriate technological equipment to make teaching and learning, more interesting. And we are doing this at the unit level as well, the school and department level. We are also supporting our students, particularly our graduate students. We have instituted a grant to support the research work of graduate students, because research is what drives a university. And we realized that students needed support, particularly when it comes to the research component of their work. So we have instituted a grant to support students in that regard. We have also been fortunate to, of course, through our hard work, to get support from MasterCard Foundation. For example, there are 2 major projects that are ongoing at the university: the Africa Climate Collaborative and the Nkabom project, which focuses on nutrition and agri-food systems. And through that, we get support to sponsor students at the graduate level, and also to extend support not just to our students, but also to the youth of this country, to train them particularly in issues relating to climate sustainability and nutrition and agri-food systems. I don't know if that is sufficient or I should go on and on. That's quite a lot.
It's fine, but I want to see more collaboration between the University of Ghana and industry as well as government, so that the research that you churn out, you can put it into good use. So, that's
yeah. Thank you very much. We are pursuing that. That's our 4th strategic priority: engagement and partnership. So we are doing that, and we will continue to double our efforts in that regard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam, the next infraction is on unearned salary, and it's 555,283. Has this issue been resolved?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Many of these have been resolved. We have made a number of recoveries in this regard. Some have fully paid. Some are also on payment plans, and there are a few which we have not made progress in terms of being able to contact them. That we have also sought the support of EOCO in that regard.
Out of this amount, 555,000, how much have you collected?
We don't have the total amount readily available. It's a breakdown of the individuals that we do have.
Okay, let's go by individuals. The first one, Dr. Emmanuel Bonny, how much have you collected?
Emmanuel Bonny? I don't have Emmanuel Bonny here.
This is so simple.
Did you say Emmanuel Bonny? Okay, Emmanuel
Yes.
Bonny. Okay, Emmanuel Bonny has fully paid. We actually used his entitlements, the GUSS, to pay. So he has fully paid. Yeah.
Do the auditors have this information? Madam, if we know the totals left, we can just add this one to it. Auditors,
Yes.
you have something to say.
Honorable Chair, with regards to Dr. Emmanuel Boni, there was some reconciliation, and the revised amount came to 65,631, which has been fully recovered.
And what about the next one?
As Mr. Bafo Chei
Yes.
Sapon. So for him, we have recovered 41,959.17, and we have an amount of 63,928.80 from his entitlement, which we're using that to defray.
But that will still have some amount left over. That he had.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, so I have been prompted that, so he pays to an account provided by UCO and then submits copies of the receipts to us.
So the payment plan, he set it up with Yoko, right? Or with you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How many years is it taking to pay that?
Do we have that? We don't have that information.
What about the other person now? Harriet Na Efia Abe.
Okay. Have we used the GUSS? Okay. So for Harriet is also a matter with Yoko because we had non-response from her. So it was one of the matters that we referred to Yoko. And we have also noted that she has an entitlement of 69,994 with us, which we are processing, to defray the cost.
What about the next one?
The next one is Ruhia Sadiq. Ruhia is also a matter with Yoko.
So all the rest of them, are they all
No,
with Yoko?
not the rest. For Benjamin, we noted, we did a reconciliation and noted that he's not owing. So that.
But Madam, before ranking continues, the arrangement that you have with Yoko.
Indicating that payments have been made. And really, to be fair, payments are ongoing. And so, we don't know.
Auditors, could you help us out here? Out of the amount of 555,000, how much has been collected?
Total figure. Honorable Chair, we are just computing and then we'll give it to you. The information actually came a bit late. That is why we're having some of these challenges.
Oh, it came in late?
Yes, yes.
All right. So, Madam, maybe you have 30 days to reconcile with the auditors. Yes, so that we know how much has been paid and who the others that we need to go after. Okay.
Thank you. We will do that.
All right, now we go to University of Ghana Enterprises Limited. And Honorable PK will handle that one.
Thank you very much. UGEL, we are looking at your financials. From the audit report, we realized that you recorded a marginal increase in profit after tax from 17,697,000 in 2023 compared to the 17,670,000 in 2022. However, your income rose by some 55.3% to, and mainly from sales revenue, while your total expenditure increased by some 79.4% to 30 million. First, I want to find out from you, why are you able to explain the stagnation in profits despite the significant increase in your income?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. So, like you mentioned, there was a significant increment in income, but the facilities we manage, which are the hostels, had not seen any significant upgrading over a period of time because, of course, UGEL came about as a result of the fact that the university was owing the consortium of banks. A settlement agreement was agreed with the banks. So there's a payment plan over a period. So we had to, as a company, decide on which of the areas would prioritize. So the priority, but then it got to a stage we also realized that our facilities were suffering. So we then had to take some of the money and then do expenditure over the period. So that is what contributed to the increment in our costs.
So would that account for the increases in your general and administrative expenses? Because if you compare that to that of 2022, we saw an increase of about 62%. Is there any explanation for that?
Yes, our staffing, our hall assistants, getting from government. All these, when we became a private limited liability company with its own board, with its own CEO and a board chairman, all these were taken away from us. So we now had, especially with the utilities, that has been our major challenge. So it's something that we are looking at as a company, trying to meter some of the rooms so that the students can also, as we even speak now, we still absorb over 50% of our major issue. And we're also looking at other areas such as sustainable energy, solar, if possible. That is one area we are also drifting towards. So that has been our issue.
Well, you recorded who are your major debtors and what steps have you taken to recover the debts?
Oh, okay. Yes. 275 acres of land, which we were supposed to lease out, and then realize the leases, add that to our residential facility user fees as part of our income. So some of these leases went out, and then we had a payment plan. So we had to impair some of them. But we have been discussing with them, and they will make those payments. But the land, really, what we do is that you make full payments before we pass on any kind of interest.
See that this land that the university gave to you, you sell them to private persons. Is that the understanding?
No. So what we do is these lands, there are certain conditions under which the interest in the land is passed on. So some of the conditions indicate that, first of all, it must be related to the university, either education. It must be related to education, one. And secondly, more importantly, when it has to do with hostel construction or any business related to the business of real estate and the hostel construction. So those are the people that we enter into a kind of agreement with. whereby they can take the land and then construct hostels. So they are not really given to private individuals. As you may say, a whole due diligence is conducted before we get to the stage where we decide, but the board decides as to which parties can.
So we realize that you are engaging several banks in loans. You secured loans for the construction of some new hostels, but the audit report did not really indicate whether or not there was value for money assessments done. Are you able to tell this committee if you do value for money assessments in all this, your loans and the projects that you do, and mechanisms that you are putting in place to ensure cost efficiency and quality delivery in hostel projects?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So these were loans which were in 2006, 2007, and it was through these loans were actually, they were taken by the university then before UGL was officially, incorporated as a company. So these were used in the construction of what we call the diaspora halls. So there are about 4 or 5 of them: Liman, Se, Jinaka, and Kwapong. So these halls, in terms of value for money, I can assure you that there has been, these halls have been very, very helpful. They give a total of, give or take, each has about 500 rooms, room times 4 students, that takes roughly, so we have about 1,600 rooms across the 4 hostels. And even the recent African, the Athletics Association, the competition that was held recently, the All-African Games, our facilities were used, our rooms were used, and according to those who used those rooms, they claimed that some were even better than the rooms they used externally in international competitions outside. So those rooms are really of good quality. Of course, there are a few issues here, plumbing issues, one here and there, but in terms of quality, those rooms are of very good quality.
All right, let me come to some unsupported payable balances from your end. So you could not provide relevant documents to support an account payable amount of 573,740. And so the auditors could not ascertain the validity and accuracy of the amount involved. They recommended to management to investigate and provide the evidence of the validity or otherwise of the payable amount. Are you able to brief us on what you have done so far?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. So initially, we were actually using, as it were, for lack of a better word, a manual system. Excel was what we were using, in tallying, in putting our system together. Then we had a change. So in those instances, we used to have ledgers for each person or each institution that we were owing, in terms of the account payables. So account payables has to do with institutions that we owe or individuals that we owe or we have to pay. So we create ledgers for them. So along the system, we had a change in our system into an electronic system, which we call the tally. And so in doing that, the previous year's balances were then, as it were, cascaded. They were put together and put in the tally. But the individuals who we were owing were not able to balances. And then out of that, they gave us an outstanding of 573,740, which could not be validated by the audit team. So upon recommendations, management was then requested to investigate and to take appropriate action. And out of the amounts payable, we were able to locate 20,000 cedis, which was identified, and payment was made after the investigation. So the audit committee of the company recommended for the reversal of the payable balance on the accounts, and this recommendation has been implemented in the 2024 financial statement. So audit service can also confirm the status of implementation. Mr. Chair.
Auditors, are you able to confirm the commentary.
Yes, Honorable Chair. So, in the subsequent financial year statement, the 2024 financial year, the accounts that was prepared, we saw that they have reversed an amount of 553,338, and then they have paid. In a nutshell, what we can say is that the issue has been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to find out from you, in terms of accommodating students on campus, what's the ratio now? Has it improved? Maybe Madam Vice Chancellor will help in that regard.
I think that goes beyond his pay grade. Yes, so we have had some improvements. We have had additional beds. We've added on what we call the Diamond Jubilee Hostel or Diamond Jubilee Hall, which accommodates about 1,200 students. And there are others also that are coming up, like a PhD apartments and the GUSSS hostel. Thank you.
Yes, I'm done. I think that's all for them, but I just want to. Yes. So I just, I think I completed a program in the university, I think last year or so. But there's been some concerns with respect to release of results and delays that come with it. I just got a message from a student, and sometimes it becomes quite frightening when you know that results should be released on a specific day, but there are delays in that. What is the university doing to address this concern and the assurances that you give to Ghanaians on this day? Thank you.
Thank you very much. As I indicated earlier on, our first strategic priority is a transformative student experience. So these are matters of keen concern for us. What we do is that we do have a deadline for faculty members to input grades. And sometimes they are real challenges for one reason or the other. And actually only yesterday we were in a meeting and we were discussing that we need to actually put it out that when results are released, people have to choose, they should come up within a certain framework, maybe let's say 4 weeks or something, because sometimes too there is a long delay, and by the time they come up, complaining, it's difficult to reconcile records and so on and so forth. Sometimes there are issues that we do have to investigate, because you know that sometimes students also have some tricks up their sleeves. But I would like to assure you that being number one on our priority, we are doing everything possible to ensure that our students have the best experience ever. And I'm glad to hear you took a degree with us. Congratulations.
Thank you. I realize that because you have the learned man sitting next to you, you are trying to be dodgy. Because the questions that I asked, all with respect, I mean, it has to do with delays of results. And Madam is bringing in students, skirmishes and all of that. I appreciate that. But, I mean, in elsewhere, when they say that results will be released on the 5th of November, on the 5th of November by 2 p.m., all faculties are releasing their results online for you to go and check it out. But if it happens that we are told that results will be released on this day and there are delays, it hurts the blood pressure of students. Their BP shoots high because we've all been there. So please, let's try and improve that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you,
that is well noted with faculty and staff issues. We get our staff being separated from the universities, but we don't have the liberties to replace them. And that's one appeal that I would like to make, that even if we have to discuss additional clearance for additional staff. At least when people are separated, either through death, transfer, or retirement, we should be allowed to replace them, because that really affects us and it has the potential to affect the quality of our output. Thank you.
I think that's a very interesting point that you have raised, especially when new governments come and they give appointments to your lecturers. It becomes disheartening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we should find a way of quickly replacing them, and I think it's a genuine concern. Thank you, Chairman.
Vice Chancellor, I mean, people want to release, but then they should also see a reflow keeps increasing. Then you ask yourself, is that really reflecting in some cost savings? Because I have been there before. Sometimes we compare the number of people who have left with the compensation level for that request. And many a time you realize that it hasn't changed much. And so maybe we should also try as much as possible to reduce some of these infractions, which will reflect positively on our compensation. Then, if I know I'm spending 10 million on UG, and today 200 people are out, and I see a dip, it will make things relatively easier for me to replace. So maybe we should also look at that. But that notwithstanding, I still believe that, yes, you should be given that support to make sure you are able to employ the requisite staff to keep the level of the university as it is, so that, like I said from the beginning, we can compete with the universities out there.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I do agree with you, and I agree that we should be having those conversations. Sometimes we don't have the opportunity to have the conversations frankly, so that we can jointly find solutions to our challenges. And so that would be my call. And of course, at some point, we need to have a very frank discussion about financing tertiary education in this country. Thank you.
Madam, you and your team, you are discharged. We'll call Akentin Apiamenka University. Oh, he was going to ask a question. Have they taken the oath yet? Okay, please take the oath. Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you very much. I am Frederick Kwakusafo, Vice Chancellor of Akentin Apiamenka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. In brief, AMUSTED.
Chair, my name is Augustus Kwapro, the Registrar.
Honorable Chair, my name is Isaac Mafodro, Acting Director of Internal Audit.
My name is Professor Dr. Isaac Abunua, Principal, Santimanpo Campus of Amstead.
Works and Physical Development.
I'm Gertrude Echampon, Head of Legal Services.
Jeff Boachidankwa, Director of Finance.
Please turn the microphone off, please. Yes. Honorable OPK will be handling the financials.
Yes, thank you very much. I must start. Is that a? I can't hit. Amstead. All right. Okay. So we realized the surplus of you had a surplus of 51,752,852 in 2023. And if you were to compare this to your 2022 surplus, this is about 266%. And clearly this improvement stems from the higher government subvention, students' fees, and better cost management. So we need to consent. And it was driven by government support and a 49% rise in student facility user fees. That the students say that I should tell you is too much, so consider them in that regard. But we need to look at your asset revaluations. Are you able to verify the basis and independent verification of the 802% increase in assets? Was there a professional valuation report, and was this approved by your governing council?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, respectfully, with your permission, I will ask Director of Finance.
Kindly speak into the microphone for me.
With your permission, respectfully, I will ask Director of Finance to respond to this question.
Honorable Chair, Controller and Accountant General have provided guidance to revalue legacy assets, and we strictly followed the Controller and Accountant General's guidelines. And we also use the experts among us. We have quantity surveyors, we have estate officers who assisted us. And after that, our procedures were all authenticated by the external auditors. Thank you.
Thank you. In recognition of your unutilized project funds as revenue, the auditors raises an issue that your non-current liabilities of 2.63 million in 20 attached to the funds. Are you able to tell this committee the specific projects for which these funds were originally allocated?
Of Canada, and also German International Corporation, and we also have Transave. They normally give us those assistance for capacity building, and they also have their own audit process to verify whatever amount they have given to us.
So after the reclassification, were these funds applied after the recognition? Were they used for the intended projects purposes?
Yes, Honorable Chair. Honorable.
All right. Also, when I look at your receivables and your current assets, your current assets increased by 44% to 105 million, mainly due to receivables. What's the composition of your receivables?
Receivable. Non-current assets, current assets. Honorable Chair, our key components of receivable are student fees.
Student fees?
Yes.
So, so you don't have any government grants that are due?
Yes, sir. To be honest, there were a lot of subvention outstanding. It was actually about 5-month subvention, which were outstanding at that time.
And nobody else who owes the university? All right. Kindly put measures in place to ensure that you recover your overdue.
Honorable Chair, all the amount has now been recovered. The government does not owe the university anymore.
Okay. And you mean government has paid you all your money?
Yes, please.
All right. Your current liabilities increased by 59.3%. And what are the main components of the 15.8 million in payables?
Honorable Chair, the major component of this were teaching claims. The university has a very low-level staff, so we use a lot of part-time staff, and also the lecturers receive teaching overload. So before the year end, we needed to accumulate all this. So it mainly as a result of outstanding teaching claims.
All right. It looks like you have a lot of money. That's your expenditure on compensation and goods and services keeps on increasing significantly. Are you able to tell us what measures you are putting in place to ensure that your expenditure growth is matched by improved academic and operational efficiency?
Honorable Chair, like I said, our student numbers keep on increasing, but our staff levels were rather, that is what is mainly accounting for the increase in expenditure.
So, Mr. Chair, overall, the rapid growth in financial figures is impressive, and this also calls for some strong oversight over their spendings. But occasions that government has paid all their subventions and all of that, I need confirmation of.
Honorable Chair, we'll be able to confirm that in a subsequent audit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That will be all for me.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to your management issues. You signed an agreement with Frankie J. Limited about a building that was going to be built, operate, and transfer, 40-year agreement. And the rent of 3,000, annual rent of 3,000 Ghana cedis to be reviewed every 5 years. But Frankie J. has unilaterally changed the contract. What are you doing about it?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Respectfully, with your permission, I'll ask Director Development and then to...
That's fine.
Director.
Thank you, Chair. A request was made by Frank J. to vary the agreement, but ended for a commercial facility. And a request was made to convert it into some guest house and hostel. But with yes, please. Yes, please. So there's no activity going on. What they are doing now is still the shopping mall that we initially agreed with them.
But why did they think that they could?
To us.
They wrote to you?
Yes.
That they wanted to vary it?
They had some financial difficulties in terms of getting people to hire, build commercial facilities at that location. But our land use plan, that area is supposed to be for commercial activity. So, or otherwise, before they can go ahead with that. Honorable Chair.
Okay, so are they paying the rent?
In all, they are supposed to pay about 157,000. As at now, they have paid about one.
Operate this building.
Honorable Chair, the agreement started in 2012, but as we are speaking now, the project has still not been completed. It's only a section, small portion, which has been completed. Large section has been completed.
My question is, they were supposed to operate it for 40 years. Now, if it's 2012, how many years gone already? 13. So when they complete it, will they still go for 40 years, or this 13 years is part of the 40 years, part of the agreement?
Honorable Chair, the 13 years spent is part of the 40 years.
All right, auditors, could you confirm if they are enforcing the contract?
So far, they have been able to recover 149,000 from the company. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Akentin Apia Minka University, you are discharged. Clerk, let them take their oath, please.
Okay.
I,
The evidence I shall give.
the whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please have a seat and introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I am John Kwekumeso Mauto, the Vice Director of Finance.
Chairman, sir, my name is Lorraine Jan, Registrar.
Chairman, my name is Baba Hanan, Auditor, Internal Auditor.
My name is Dio Damo.
We'll start with that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. UPSA. I'm going through your financial performance, and I must say that you're doing very, very well. And in 2023, it jumped to 92 million, representing an increase of 28%, which is very, very commendable. Well done. But there are some lines, about 2 lines that we need to check. Let's look at your compensation of employees. In 2022, it was 92 million, but in 2023, it jumped to 121 million. Is it the case that you employed additional staff, or there was an increment in salaries? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. With your permission, I'll ask the Director of Finance to respond to this.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, it was increase in salaries and then payment of adjoint lectures.
Okay, let's go. The last one here. Let's go to goods and services. That increased by 96%. That's from 21 million in 2022 to 41 million in 2023. What accounted for that?
It's also as a result of payments for our teaching, and we incur more expenditure on teaching and learning, so much on utilities, especially electricity. So this accounts for payments that we incurred on goods and services.
All right. As I said, your financial performance doesn't look bad. So let's move to your financial position. There too, you are not doing bad, even though your current ratio reduced, but it's so perfect. You're still even more than the standard. The standard 2 to 1. So it's okay. The Chairman, I think that they are not joking. They are doing well. I don't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I want to find out about the bank charges. It went from 34,000 to 68,000. What was that for?
The bank charges are charges on our accounts. It's charges on our various accounts.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Honorable Nase, it's on paragraph 160, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Prof, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I must commend you for your sterling leadership at UPC.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing very, very well.
Thank you, sir.
After steady leave with pay. So I have Ms. Patience Akosuya Chibodi Kosoku and Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Douna Brempoma, who refused to come back to serve after you sponsoring them to further their education. And I think since they are in the academia, I think it's easier to find them. So I want to know how far.
Yes, indeed, these were some of the issues we are really dealing with, especially with people we want to develop for faculty. However, some refuse to respect the bond. So currently we have 3 of such people in our report. Ms. Patience Kosoku. Currently we have handed her over to UOCO, and we have recovered 35,000 out of the 72,000 cedis outstanding bill. Currently, what we are expecting from her is 37,000. With respect to Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Dowona, we've also done same and used her provident fund to defray part of what her outstanding. So currently she's still owing us. In fact, unfortunately, she wrote back that she wants to come back. However, since the issue is with UOCO, we are yet to get the advice as to whether we should go ahead. And then, but we really want to recover the money through UOCO. Chairman said we also have Mr. Albert Oscar Quayson. Okay, so his own has been settled, so we don't have any outstanding bill now. Yeah, thank you.
Auditors, can you please confirm the recovery of the said amounts?
Jibodi. As of now, we cannot confirm any additional payment that has been made. But with Eugenia Nanaya Douna, we can confirm an amount of 76,843.70 that has been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,387.42. Thank you.
Auditor, please, can you go over again, please?
So, with the first person, the amount to be refunded or to be recovered is 70,705. We do not have any evidence of any recovery in terms of that person. But the second person, Eugenia, we have 76,843.70 to have been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,000.
I think you have to tender in the evidence of payment of Kosoku to the,
thank you, sir.
To the auditor.
Thank you, sir. The amount. I think we need to finish the reports with that.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish there would be a course that we could teach the universities on how to retrieve steady leave money. Because that's the problem for all the universities. Anyway.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This infraction is to do with unearned salary to the tune of 6,656 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that one Albert Oscar Quayson, a former employee of the university, who vacated posts on February 20th, management, your response to the auditors was that you intended to use this provident fund to pay this amount. Can you please tell the committee if you've done as you wrote to the auditors?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. This has clearly been done. The amount has been.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Honorable Chair, the Provident Fund was used to recover the amount. But I have to indicate that with this one and then the earlier one that we mentioned, yes, the amounts have been recovered from the Provident Fund, but the recommendation was that they should pay it into the Aegis Recoveries account. UPS is subvented, and their salaries are paid from the consolidated account. And so those monies must be retrieved from the Provident Fund and paid into the Aegis Recoveries account, and that is yet to be done. Thank you.
Prof, you understand that, right?
Chairman, sir, management has directed the Director of Finance to do that.
Yes, sir.
Director.
Director, you're under the bus now.
Chairman, we're having some challenges with payment of our adjunct lectures. So we use the money to pay our adjunct lectures.
Director.
We will try and pay to the.
It's not about trying to pay for it. We are giving you 30 days. Pay that amount of money into the consolidated account that they told you about. Director.
Well noted, Chairman.
The whole country is looking at you.
Director, if you make a surplus of 92 million Ghana cedis and you are supposed to pay 6,600, and then you sit here and say that, you were to pay your adjunct lecturers with the 6,600. Meanwhile, you have a surplus of 92 million.
Madam Chair, we will pay. We will pay into the consolidated fund.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to use Ghana Electronic Procurement System, GANEPS, in procurement activities. The Auditor General noted that all procurement activities for goods, works and services undertaken by the university were not processed through the Ghana Electronic Procurement System to implement GANEPS. Has that been done?
Chairman, sir, it's been done since October 2024 to date.
Auditor General, can you confirm that?
You have this to apply.
Thank you, Chair.
Bible.
So we can stand, right? We'll just start for us.
I, Albert Lubitera, for and nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Professor Albert Lubitera. I'm the Vice Chancellor of the C.K. Tedem University of Technology and Applied Sciences.
I'm Dr. Stephen Dele Dompala, Acting Director of Internal Audit.
Yeah.
I'm Ruth Kunonwe Ali, Acting Director of Finance.
I am Gilbert Ansolinan, Registrar.
Thank you very much. We are going to review our financials, and our Honorable Kwesi Kunedu will do that.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, on the financials, it seems a bit worrying, Prof. Comparing the year 2023 to 2022. And I'd like us to dwell on two issues. First and foremost, you are government subvented. So, but on the expenditure side, you also see employee compensation, which has increased significantly from 44 million to 56 million. What is the component and which categories of staffs?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The CK Chatham University, as you know, is one of the young universities. And since 2020, we have not received significant financial clearance to be able to recruit. So we do a lot of the recruitment through part-timers and also through casual staff to help us run the system. So that we pay from our internally generated funds, and that's probably the high cost. Thank you.
Okay. Also, when I look at your other operational cost, that has increased significantly, Prof, about 83% as compared to the previous year. What is the component of the operating cost? If you are paying your recruitment through employee compensation, what are the operational costs?
Prof Chair, with your permission, kind permission, I may have to rely on my Director of Finance, Acting Director of Finance, to help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In 2023, we introduced a number of new programs that required purchases of a lot of laboratory equipment and skills practicals. So that actually accounted for most of the operational costs. And also with the utility, especially electricity, and we also engage Garnet to provide us with internet service. So it's cost the operation so high. Thank you very much.
Well, Madam, do you charge academic facility user fee and residential facility user fee?
Yes, we do.
Then probably that will be just opposed against your utilities, or once you are taking residential facility user fees. Because if you explain our position also, your current liabilities are increasing. They are increasing, and your current assets are reducing. So you cannot just oppose that to when you are paying off. Because if your liabilities are increasing and your assets are diminishing, it means your gearing ratio is also deteriorating. And you can see that from the statement. So just opposing that becomes a bit of a challenge. Because if you take that ought to go into paying of those utilities.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Even though we do the payments, we still owe because the overhead cost seems to be so high. So we do payments and we still have a lot of liabilities owing. As we speak, the internet, we've expanded the internet and we have about almost close to 800,000 still owing because of the increments in the utility bills. Thank you.
When has the internet expanded?
If I may come in as part university, our student numbers are really not high. Last year, our student population was about 4,000. And, you know, we are typically a science-based university. We do not run social sciences or business. And so the numbers are few. Also, we are in a community where charging realistic fees is a challenge. We have one of the lowest school fees in Ghana. And yet our hostel fee as at 2023, I think, was about 700 and something Ghana cedis a year. And the students are complaining from other places to be able to make sure that the school runs. for Garnet. If internet, you talk about our utilities, 250,000 Ghana cedis for Ecwa Costco High. Thank you.
Okay, admittedly, Prof, these explanations admittedly, but what plans do you to a negative of about 500,000? And if it is to continue, it probably means that in the next account, we'll probably be having a greater deficit. So what strategy do you think you'll probably be able to employ so that you can stop this heavy?
Honorable Chair, since last year, what we have tried to do is to engage the students so that they can appreciate the challenge we are, so that anytime we need to increase, we are looking at about, 1,800 Ghana cedis, so that it can take care of particularly the utility charges, etc. We have all basics, the fundamentals. Running the program will not be too much, but the capital cost is one of our biggest challenge, and which we are trying to address.
Reduction in the deficit, and also be able to sustain the school. Because it's important we have some of these technological institutions in the country for the development of this country. So, Madam Chair.
Honorable Chair, I agree with you. Thank you very much, and we'll continue to work on it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
On that, I would rest on the financials. So, Ahenkwa.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to obtain VAT invoices for contract payment to a tune of 7. Auditors 8,611 to Mrs. Ganseb and earlier. So auditors recommended to management to recover the VAT amount of the 7th Revenue Authority. Management response. Management responded that the agreement with reference number CKT-UTAS stroke VC stroke ETC stroke UC.8 volume 1.5 stroke 137 and dated 27th March 2023 provided for the contract price inclusive of VAT. The contract price inclusive of the VAT component to GRA. So now there are two conflicting stands. Management is saying that VAT is not supposed to be paid on the works. And then the auditors are also saying that the VAT was inclusive. So once it was inclusive, the contractor has to remit that amount. What is your take?
Thank you very much. Which normally do not attract VAT. Pardon? Sorry, it's works. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Holding on to specified that it was VAT inclusive. And I think that's where the challenge is coming from. But I think from the records we have, the contractor did not include VAT in there. Thank you.
So what has happened? Have you complied by the directive of the auditors?
Not yet. We have tried to explain to them our position that the bill that we paid did not include VAT. And therefore, it's been difficult to get VAT from somebody. We didn't pay him the VAT.
The auditors, this is what he's saying, that the letter you quoted has no component of the VAT that you are claiming was inclusive. No. Do you have the letter here?
No.
The agreement letter, do you have it here?
The letter. No, Honorable Chair.
We need to get the letter.
Honorable Chair, if I may. However, the payment we paid to the VAT, because it was works, it wasn't. We were not supposed to charge the VAT, but somehow.
Who said we were not supposed to charge the VAT? That's illegal. Who says they are not supposed to pay VAT?
The contractor or you?
That's what,
Prof, if you don't know something, you find out. And we don't assume over here. I mean, if I'm in your class, even when you tell me something, I'll verify on the network. So please, Prof. And if you're trying to find out about that, find out from the right people. You call GRA, and then they'll walk you through the process. 17,716. So who's going to pay? You should have collected from the contractor and also. Okay, Alaji Bawa will say something.
Sir, Mr. Chairman, since the Vice Chancellor is saying that the amount they paid to the VAT inclusive, then the university should go and pay the VAT to the VAT service or the GRA. I think that was paid.
So how much was paid? How much has it as a component? So it's a bulk. So now your response, you are saying you paid the contractor without that component. So where is it and how much did you pay?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I may have to ask my Acting Director of Finance to give the details of that. Thank you.
The contractor gave us a price, VAT nil, and we paid him the total of 98,611 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos, because he didn't charge VAT. Works contract. I called the procurement officer to understand how this happened, and he said it was a works contract, gave a total excluding VAT, because the procurement said the contractor was aware that with works services they do not charge VAT, so he didn't include VAT. But in issuing the contract letter, according to the procurement, I think that the contract letter stating that they are awarding him including VAT.
Madam, I'm sorry to barge in. The school pay their VAT, and then we move on. Next infraction is on
Thank you, sir.
To relate to overpayment to a supplier. And the narration is that you entered into a contract. It is 30 pesos, 100 yards of branded grassack yard. It is per yard. So, but if you are going to buy it for fast track, so that the cloth will supply within 1 to 2 months, then you have to pay 39 Ghana cedis per yard. Meanwhile, you pay the contractor, but the cloth was not supplied fast track as you entered into the contract. So it took about 3 months before the cloth was supplied. So that was the normal time, as we should normal time. So the auditors are saying that since the rate at which you have bought it at normal price, you should pay the difference of on that, which amounts to 18,584.
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I would like my Director of Finance to answer this one. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I inquired how this happened, and I was told that it was when the goods were supplied, the old executive by then had left office, and they needed to pay. But because they left office, the new executive, they hadn't done their change of secretaries. So management needed to pay on their behalf, write a check on their behalf. Thank you very much.
Contract price at the time of did not come express. So we should pay the normal price. Why did they go on to pay for express when the thing was supplied at the normal time?
Honorable Chair, I think it's an error that we need to get the money back from the contractor. I must add that the acting director of finance just took over office, so she's not privy to the details of what happened at that time. So also is myself. I was not in charge at that time, so we will take time to recover the cost. Thank you.
So when are you recovering this money from the contractor? Give us time.
Immediately, in fact. I will do that right now.
The chairman, the vice chancellor said he will recover the money. So maybe if you can give him some time to recover the money.
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I'm trying to verify the name.
Vice Chancellor, you have another issue with the Ramok Cave and clearance certificates. Why would you allow that?
Honorable Chair, again, like I said, at this moment I was not in charge as the Vice Chancellor, but I immediately took responsibility when this was brought to my attention during the exit conference of the external auditors. We immediately wrote to the company to tell him that this is what had been detected. And we're holding the company responsible for that. The company replied saying that they were also shocked that this happened. But nonetheless, we took steps to write so that they will take the necessary steps to deal with it. So that's what we have done even before this one.
That's what you have done?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay.
Yes,
you realize that you have serious issues with your procurement?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And they use some of these papers, or then Empire. Okay, I think we also need to refer that to GRA, to Ramok Cave future procurement process at the university. Have you done that?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we have done that.
All right, we have to send that one to GRA. Okay, so that will be done. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Now, can we call Winneba, University of Education, Winneba?
I swear by the Almighty God, touching the matter in issue, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Would you please introduce yourself to the committee?
I'm Prince Eric Amasu, Deputy Finance Officer.
Please, my name is Sekou Abedibua for Registrar.
Good morning. I'm Charles Edem Bejura, Deputy Finance Officer.
Prof, if you look at your financial statement and financial position, the financials for now, and there are two quick things that I probably would want us to talk about. First and foremost, your expenditure on teaching, because here you have separated them clearly. You have the non-teaching and the teaching. So the teaching, it increased by that one because of the lecturers and the rest. We probably would understand that. But for the non-teaching, what are the components? Because from 20 to 37 million It's almost about a 17 million, 87% jump. What constitutes that, Prof?
Honorable Chair, with your permission, I would like my finance officer to address this question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. That increase was staff training and development, which increased by about 7 million within the period under consideration. Also, our utilities, that also increased by about 1.2 million. And the final one was vehicle running expenses, which was also increased by about 1 million. So largely, those were the four major things that drove that increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. But Director, the first item you spoke about was staff training and development. Wouldn't that sit perfectly well with your goods and services for teaching, rather than sitting with the non-teaching? Because for staff training, that will fit directly into teaching. Because if you have it under non-teaching...
Yes. If the training and the staff development related to teaching staff, then, Honorable Chair, that would have been the position. But this one was on local conferences and seminars for the non-teaching staff. Thank you.
Okay, Prof. And the second one and the last one I would want us to look at is still this is personally greater worry for me because it keeps increasing. Your current assets are reducing, but your current liabilities are also reducing. Although I can see a movement upwards in your non-current asset.